We are now on day 3 since the 2028 presidential election, and the nation is still without a winner. In what is being described as the closest election since 2000, Wisconsin remains on a knife's edge, with only a few thousand ballots left to count. Tensions are high as protests have erupted into full-scale riots in several major cities. The nation and the world wait in bated breath as the outcome of the state will determine the next president.
Now, historically, Republicans have dominated here, but...
How many ballots left?
Team on the ground estimates somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 left. We think they're mostly from the suburbs, we just don't know yet.
Suburbs? Why does it always have to be the suburbs?
Well, we knew it was going to be close, but not Bush and Gore close.
How long does it take to count some damn ballots? I can do that standing on my...
Counted and released. We can now make our final projection. We can now project that due to his win in Wisconsin, Jackson Bennett will become the next president of the United States.
God.
Please welcome the new President of the United States, Jackson Bennett.
Thank you. Thank you. My fellow Americans, tonight we start a new chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told. A story written not by one person, nor by one party, but by the millions of Americans, the millions of voices who came together to reaffirm the power of democracy. I stand before you today humbled, honored, and deeply grateful. This victory is not just about one campaign, or one election, or even one candidate. It belongs to every volunteer who knocked on doors, every voter who stood in long lines, every American who believed our country could rise to meet this moment, and to some very special people who made it happen. Gone are the days of American regression. We will build a better America, one with economic prosperity, social stability, and a new global initiative so that America is never left in the dust of its adversaries.
%30 approval, Elise. We should be talking legacy, not fucking survival. If we don't change the messaging by this time next year, we're done.
The president isn't a product, Robert. You can't slap on a new label and expect people to vote for it.
Well, we can if the alternative is losing, yeah. Crime's on the rise, we push hard on that. People love that stuff.
You won't go for fear-mongering, you know that.
Well, then he needs to get real. This isn't for debate, this is for survival. You've seen who's leading against him in the polls.
I know, but...
5 points. He's behind 5 points. And that's just the swing states. Do you want to discuss the safe states?
And what if he wins by becoming someone he isn't? Trade in his integrity for a second term?
Well, there's not much left.
Look, you're his campaign manager. You figure this out. I don't want to go back to scrubbing off gum off Waffle House tables.
Aye aye, Captain.
Ah, you're late.
And your approval rating is down the drain. Oh, and I thought we were saying obvious things.
Very funny kid. All right, lay it on me.
So at 9:30, you got a meeting with the Senate Majority Leader. He's not happy with how you're handling things in the Middle East.
Of course he's not happy. Is anybody happy?
And then at 12 noon, you're supposed to be speaking at the Pennsylvania Firefighters Union.
Or, if you blow them off, I can get you in with the National Farmers Union at 1.
Well, geek. Which one looks better for the re-election?
Well, Pennsylvania's a swing state, so they could save us or end us, but everyone loves farmers.
All right, then, blow off the firefighters.
Look, it may play better nationally, but you committed to this weeks ago. Your dad was one of them.
I know that, but I really don't want to join the unemployment line next year.
Mr. President, We have a situation.
Look, it's probably really important, but I really
Possible nuclear bombardment.
What? From where? From who?
Well, we don't know who, but our NORAD satellites picked up a signal coming from the Pacific somewhere. We figure it might be Russia or China, but the data's really messy.
Christ. How certain are we?
Well, certain enough that I've got every computer from coast to coast processing all the data, but we really don't have time to wait.
Well, how long have we got?
15 minutes until impact. 10 minutes before you have to make a decision.
Wait, what? You said it yourself, right? The data is shaky. How many satellites have picked it up?
Well, just the one for now, but it's our top most sophisticated satellite system. With all this radar jamming, I doubt that any of our other systems would recognize it.
Right. So we can't base our decision on one unreliable source. We need corroboration.
If we wait too long for additional confirmation, we can risk being caught off guard.
What are you suggesting, Robert? That we jump to conclusions?
I'm not saying that we jump to conclusions. I'm just saying if we procrastinate, we could be seen as weak or timid.
False alarm or not, you know as well as I do, acting on half-baked decisions is a gamble that will put millions of souls at risk.
And waiting for perfection is a luxury we just don't have right now, Mrs. Thompson. Our enemies are thriving on our inaction. The more we hesitate, the more they can get their maneuvers in order.
Look, he's right. We've got, what, about 5 minutes? Every minute we sit here with our thumbs up our asses means another missile they could be launching at us.
A rash decision could ignite a nuclear war on our own soil. This is not a game of chess we're playing with certified moves.
Every moment we delay gives our enemy, or our enemies, a chance to complete their maneuvers. If, and it's a big if right now, I understand, if it is a real threat, then hesitation becomes a threat to our national security.
And if it turns out to be a false alarm, then your swift action will have started a nuclear crisis that we can't avert from. I do not want to be remembered as someone who set the world on fire.
Look, both perspectives are critical here. The risk of political fallout is enormous, but just so is the risk of miscalculation.
All right. Let's get more brain power on this. Elise, can you get me any additional confirmation?
On it.
We're evacuating all the high-level government officials to secure locations right now. We alert the public in 5 minutes.
Where did you say the missile was fired from?
Just off California, about 700 miles off the coast.
The Navy. Surely someone must have seen it, a boat or something. Can you get in touch with anyone there?
The Navy's already been notified. They're aware of the situation. They're sending the USS Gerald Ford out to see if they can find a potential launch point. But to be honest, it's a needle in a haystack.
Robert, can you get in touch with all of our diplomats and have them report to their senior command?
Yes, sir.
Mr. President, can I speak with you, please? In private?
Certainly.
Mr. President, I need to be frank with you. We are literally down to minutes. If we don't get this right, I know you want to be careful and everything, but sometimes being careful isn't the right thing.
And recklessness doesn't mean strength. I won't order an attack without confirmation.
I get that, I understand. But we're down to, seconds here. If we don't do something right away, we're risking lives. 5 minutes.
Look, I need more than a gut feeling, all right? I need intel. I need someone to see the damn thing.
Intel is a luxury we don't have right now. All we've got is instincts and years of training for this very scenario. You've got to trust that.
Look, if it's a false alarm or even a false flag, we need to make sure.
If it's real and we do nothing, the fallout isn't just going to be political. It'll be literal. Lives, cities, my family.
I won't go down in history as the president who...
Who what? Let this great nation burn because he was too afraid to push the button? You'll be known as the president who didn't have the balls to make the right decision at the right time. Every moment of hesitation, they gain ground. You know it, I know it, even your fucking handlers know it.
We just need to make sure.
We need to be sure, do we? Miss Thompson, have you come up with any confirmation yet? If we wait any longer, we won't have the ability to retaliate. If we make this call and it's wrong, that's on us. If you don't make this call, that's on you.
All right. Alert the strike teams. But don't launch yet. God help us.
What are you doing?
I'm getting ready to start a launch. Pacific Coast Command, this is General Frank Calloway, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. We are at DEFCON 1. I repeat, we are on DEFCON 1. This is not a drill. Stand by to receive target locations. The President of the United States will be sending you authorization codes shortly.
There's still no confirmation. You can't do this.
We don't have time for this. Mr. President, you have to act now.
Act on what, Frank? A ghost signal? There's nothing concrete telling us this is real.
And if it is real, what then, Miss Thompson? Are you going to be the one to tell the American people why you just stood around and their cities burned?
Don't you fucking dare twist this into cowardice. This is about making a calculated decision, not rolling the dice with millions.
Calculating? You've been calculating this whole time and got nowhere. You know what I see? I see someone so paralyzed by the fear of having to make a decision, they'd rather just do nothing.
You're so desperate to look decisive that you pulled the trigger without even knowing who's on the other end.
Better to pull the trigger now than sit around with my thumb in my ass while our enemies wait for the kill.
Enough! Both of you! The whole goddamn world's at stake. I can't have you both bickering and arguing over this. If we launch.
The fallout would be catastrophic.
If you don't act now, you'll be known as the man who let America burn.
Think of the civilians. Think of the lives. Not just here, but everywhere. We can't just end the world.
This is no longer up for debate. Time's up, Mr. President. Make the call.
Don't make the call. It's the right thing to do.
God help us.